Hello everyone, this is Karl from the Rhinebeck School of Music. I'm here as always with my accomplice, little Karl, to my left. Today we're going to talk about creating your own bass lines in major keys using major, minor, and seventh chords. For the uninitiated, there's going to be a little music theory.
Oh no, not music theory.
That's okay, little Karl. I think you can handle it. I'll hold your hand. We'll start on the key of G. We'll be using our second position, G major scale. Those of you who've seen the previous introduction to bass video should know this scale already. So in this video, we'll also discuss the number system, which basically gives a number to every note of a major scale. We're in the key of G today, but this pattern can be moved to every key, all 12 keys, and it's all the same pattern intervals. The number system is also used to denote chord progressions, arpeggios, and scale tones. Key of G, our G would be 1, A would be 2, B would be the 3, C the 4, D the 5, E the 6, F sharp the 7th, and then G is our octave. Now as a bass player we have to understand what chords are going on that we're playing over. In major keys there's a certain pattern of chords that appear over every note of the major scale. The first chord being a major, so in this case it would be the G major chord that we would be playing over in this key. The 2 chord is a minor. In this case it would be A minor. The 3 chord, B, B minor. The 4 chord, C, C major. D is the 5, that would either be a 7th or a major. E would be a minor, the 6th. F sharp would be half diminished. And back to our G, the major again. Now for every chord that we've identified in the major key here, there's an arpeggio that we can play over each one of these. Starting on G, we have a G major, which is the root, the major third, which just means 3 up from the root. 1, 2, 3, that's my third. You're basically counting up, is how the number system works. And then a 5th, which is a D. Major chord contains a root, third, and a 5th. G, B, D, and there's our octave. If I was to continue to the A now, the A minor, a minor chord contains the root, the flat third, and the 5th, starting on that note. So now I'm in A, and if I was to go up a third, normally would be a C sharp, but in this case it's a C, which is still part of our G major scale, which is why that third is flatted there when we get to that interval. We now have A, C is our flat third, 5 up from that is E. There's our A minor. Now an easier way to play that is to play the C, the A with our first finger on the 5th fret of the E, and the 4th finger up on the 8th fret of the E for our flat third. The C, which is also over there. Now I can play the arpeggio in one position without moving. Root, flat third, 5th, octave. To go to the 5 chord, we had a 7th chord. Basically what that arpeggio is the same as a major with a root, count up 3, major third, which is now F sharp, to the 5th note from there, still within the key of G, is an A. Now I've got my major triad, but now I also need a flat 7th to finish the 7th. So counting up from D, if I was to play a major scale as a reference and then flat that 7th note, now I have my C. So here's a couple walking patterns you can play. 4 notes, 4 beats to denote some arpeggios. Now you can also use any notes of that major scale to move from one chord to the next, as well as using your arpeggio. For example, a song going G, D, A minor. Just playing the first three notes of the arpeggio: G, major arpeggio, D major, A minor. In our next progression, we'll do one bar of G, one bar of D, one bar of C, and another bar of C. I'm just playing major arpeggios. Maybe I want to move around E, F sharp, G, which is an octave lower. Coming back to the G. Maybe I'll walk it up to the D, to the high C. The scale back to G, we walk down, so I'm using arpeggios and scale tones. Song like Brown-Eyed Girl. G to C to G to D.
I think I like this improvised bass thing.
I knew you would. I knew you would. You can also add to your arpeggio the sixth and do a cool walking G to C, which works over major. And then you've got yourself a simple blues progression. Some blues progressions will play over seventh chords. So if I use that arpeggio with the sixth to this flat seventh, now I've got my blues bass line. To the C, just move it up. Back to G. D. So there's some ideas to get you started playing in a major key over major, minor, and seventh chords. Hope you enjoyed today's video. This is Karl from the Rhinebeck School of Music signing off with Little Karl. We'll see you guys soon.